Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Game Club. I'm Graham.
And I'm George.
George, we are pretty big Relink players, or at least we were back until they stopped making content for that game, which was very, very sad. And we never got a continuation of that game. We haven't gotten a sequel yet, which could be in the works, I mean, to be fair. But
true. Yeah.
There's another game that's recently, semi-recently, it's been a while now, but there's a game that's becoming more and more in the popular light. We've been actually following this game since it was announced. Well, I've been following it. George has been following it through me.
Yes.
George hasn't seen any of the footage from this game, and I have seen all of it. So, in our dynamic here, and we're all both like huge Relink players. We've been desperately waiting for a sequel. Oh.
Yeah.
So, if we can't get fricking Relink and Relink 2, Azur Promilia may be the closest thing. Now, George hasn't seen the nitty-gritty of this game yet, so we're going to see if this footage convinces George that it could be a possible Relink 2, or maybe it's a Relink doo-doo.
Okay, we'll see.
So, George, let's check out. We're going to check out two trailers. We're going to check out I believe this is like one of the initial trailers, and then, or the latest trailer, and then we're going to check out the extended gameplay, and we'll get our thoughts on that. So, all right, perfect. Let's do it.
It's pretty. I'll give you that.
Very pretty.
Of course, there's the cat girls.
That's the best part.
Sure. Okay. Oh, dang.
This looks like that's a parry, maybe?
Yeah.
Mounts?
Dang.
Look at that font.
This is very Genshin-esque to me.
Genshin-esque, really?
Yeah, some of this stuff here. Although this movement is not, at least, not the Genshin movement I've seen.
True.
Starlink success.
Yeah, so these are the Kibo, like the pals.
Yes, okay, you were telling me about this a little bit, actually.
Yeah. And they look like they evolved,
essentially
maybe?
catch Pokemon?
Yeah.
Ah, they do.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's farming. I did not know that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you build up like a whole base and everything. It's kind of crazy.
Interesting.
It's all like Pal World, except I like that the Kibo evolve. And they didn't have evolution in Pal World. It was a little bit sad.
Oh, I did.
There's that dodge there.
I didn't know they didn't have that.
Parry. Some ultimates, it looks like. And look at that.
Dang.
Look at those
Is
ray
that like
battles.
a mechanics in a boss?
Yeah, right?
Okay. Azur Promilia. Okay.
All right, George. I know you were skeptical before, but you saw some stuff I don't think you've ever thought that would be in the game, like the farming. I know you're kind of sort of into the base building stuff, right?
Yes, yeah, it depends how it's done and stuff. Yeah, for sure. I definitely would like to see more gameplay. It's hard to tell just from the gameplay that we saw if this is like enough to hook me.
Right.
But it was better than I had imagined in my mind.
Okay.
The combat at least.
Very good.
Yeah, is it like the thing that I really liked about Relink that I think I have my troubles with gachas and I don't want to get into the whole thing right now. But in some of the gachas that I've played, like difficulty ends up just like capping out
Sure.
Like the bosses after a while become uninteresting.
Right, because they're not very difficult.
And yes, and not only just they're not very difficult, like
mechanically intensive is lacking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably what I'd say. And so if this manages to deliver on something like that, that might pique my interest a little more. We'll see.
Okay.
That's what I really liked about Relink.
Exactly.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And yeah, we'll have to see. You say there's a gameplay trailer as well?
Yes, there's an extended gameplay trailer. So we're going to check that out. This one's it's like 15 minutes. So, but it's really good.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's going to get into all sorts of stuff. So you're going to see a lot that'll maybe answer a bunch of your questions. So this came out just recently too. So let's check that out here.
Okay, let's do it. I'm assuming these are more. What'd you call them? Kibo?
Yeah, they're called Kibo.
Kibo, okay.
Basically, the pals. Yeah, it looks like there's more Kibos. Yeah. The designs are pretty good.
Yeah, look at that.
Usually for these like Pokemon-like designs, they don't really hit it out of the park. But I'd say they're doing a good job. The town is huge.
Yeah.
Based Fox Girl, let's go. It's almost like Monster Hunter feel, right?
A little bit, yeah, with the towns and stuff.
Oh my gosh, this girl's so cute, bro. Holy frick.
Freaking Graham, dude.
These girls are cute too. Grapple hook? I wonder if there's like grappling gameplay.
Maybe. Could be severely limited, but if it's like free range, that'd be kind of cool.
Right?
Dang, I wish there was subtitles in the trailer.
True. Oh, frick.
Oh.
Thing is huge, actually.
Flies.
Flying mounts, that's pretty sick. So there's evolution there. I wonder if there's gonna be just 2 stage, or if it's gonna be 1 stage. 1 evolution or 2.
Yeah. You can totally tell who are the playable characters and who are the NPCs.
100%, bro. Oh, this place looks sick. Wow. It's very Final Fantasy-esque logo there. Okay, so here's some real gameplay.
Okay.
I hope there's some limits to the flying mounts. Usually flying mounts like really can take a little bit out of exploration. The models are really high quality.
She switched characters, but she had to interact to switch? Is that what happened?
I don't think so. I think you just switch on the fly.
Okay.
Like a la Genshin. No picking up items, they just go to you. Yeah, cabbage chicken, yeah. So you can use the pals here to like gather, I guess.
Okay.
Whereas you wouldn't normally be able to do that without like a grass pal. I guess they get a pal here.
Huh.
Oh, there's a
okay. Yeah, you just switch on the fly. Oh, and each character has their own pal.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Dang, dude. The effects go crazy. Oh, they're like in...
Oh. Yeah, this is like an instance.
Yeah, trapped in like a little arena. Huh, I never noticed that before. They even have the slowdown that Relink had at the end of combat. That's hilarious. I like the auto gathering of items.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah. We're gonna look at some characters here, I think. Classic changing poses while going through the menu. I like that it's very Genshin inspired. Like, you can obviously tell where they got the ideas from, but they did make it a little bit different, right? They didn't just copy it wholesale. Like, it's very similar, but it's not one-to-one. What do you think of the character styles? Some people are saying that the game's a little too generic.
I was just gonna say, if you showed me this compared to a character from another
like
gacha, like I'd be like, okay, that's a gacha character. Like I think I'd know it's a gacha character, but I wouldn't be able to tell you like
what it's from.
Which gacha. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Gacha characters have this like distinct genericism to them.
Sure,
it's like weird.
If that's a word, yeah. Yeah, so it's teams of 3, it looks like. And then, yeah, you can switch the Kibo.
Oh, and you can assign a pal to each character. Gotcha.
Yeah. It looks like there was like a triple evolution there.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it looks like the rock.
That pal's
there.
like a freaking like humanoid. What the frick? It's not animal at all. Okay, so you can, yeah, I see. You can change your teams on the fly.
Right,
okay.
Right. So the girl in slot 1, which is not this one they're playing, is but in slot 1 is the main character.
I see. Okay.
You could choose like a guy or a girl at the start. Nice. So switching mounts.
So is it an open world?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, it looks pretty open world to me.
Dang, this game's doing a lot.
Yeah, right?
Open
Seriously.
world, pals,
combat,
farming,
raids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, when it was first announced, like, everyone was really skeptical because they were doing so much. But the more that's come out, people are like, wait, are they actually, like, doing it? Is this, like, for real?
I was literally going to say that because I'm like, aren't they just, like, biting off too much if they're trying to do all these things in one game?
Right.
But if they manage to pull it off, that would be incredibly surprising.
Right. This girl's so cute. She's got, like, a big hammer. It's great.
The frick?
This girl's got like a ring, like a chakram.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Oh, that's so sick. And yeah, she uses it as like a casting mechanism as well. It's pretty sick.
So, I hope it's not button mashy. Something I'm worried about, seeing like how fast it is. Like, that's one thing I also liked about Relink. It's not the most intentional gameplay, but like each move was very intentional.
Right.
Like each attack felt very intentional. Whereas when it's like button mashy, it's the opposite of that.
Yeah, yeah, so. I agree 100%. I don't like the button mashing. You know, you're not really thinking too much about what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, button mash until your ability is off cooldown, or button mash until you ult. Like, okay, I guess.
I love the drill on the boar's tail. It's so funny.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Yeah, so they like build something here for mining, I guess. And then I think, yeah, they like assign one of their Kibo to it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just like mines for you. So many like materials, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know how they called that in just now. It's just like they got them to attack it. I'm not even sure what they did.
Oh, I was almost hoping that like some dragon like in Monster Hunter would appear and like start chasing them.
Imagine, right? It's possible it does happen at some point.
That'd be amazing.
That's cool that... Oh, okay. I thought they were attacking. I was going to say, it's cool that you can use your Kibo to attack independently, but... So I think it's flying now?
Oh, that was the mount? Okay. I see.
Yeah, like flying mounts are cool, but they can kind of take a little bit away from exploration. So I hope it's like maybe like a late game thing or something.
And I don't know how much, like how good or bad this open world will be, but like with Genshin, the open world, at least for me, got old very fast.
True.
Because it's a world that you're supposed to be in a lot.
Right.
And you're like repeatedly doing stuff in it. And it's not like Elden Ring or Breath of the Wild where it's like a once over and it's like interesting the whole time.
Right. Dang, she just went and stole that freaking egg from the nest. That's crazy. I know.
You're gonna raise it? Can you raise them from eggs?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can like hatch them from eggs and stuff.
Okay.
Because like a big part in Pokemon is like breeding for like the right natures and stats and stuff. And there is stuff like that. Like when she got one of the pals near the beginning, it showed like one of the stats was like S rank and one was like A rank or B rank or something. So there's gonna be like different stat distributions, it looks like. Lots of different areas.
Yeah. Oh, this is one of the pals they had. This is the humanoid one. Looks like it's a boss.
Right.
Or not pal, Kibo.
Kibo, yeah. So there's a dodge there and there.
Yeah.
And a third.
Okay.
Well, it's very like Relink, almost Zenless-esque. In that way. Like there's the slowdown and stuff.
Yeah.
They switch to a PAL ultimate, it looks like. I wonder if everyone gets access to the parry or what. And break.
Oh, and you break the boss? Okay. Cool. Dang. Oh, that's like a... What is that thing?
Like a cockatrice almost?
Yeah.
Oh, it like flaps its wings and like it's an ice attack at the same time. Oh, that was sick.
Man, if they were able to take the other boss, I wonder if you can take this as a Kibo that you own as well.
Yeah, I wonder, right? Probably.
Here's the farming, okay.
Oh. Oh, interesting. Just creating more
this is how you make more, yeah.
Interesting.
And it doesn't destroy your crops, that's nice at least.
Yeah, thankfully, right? I'm sure you'll be able to like get the Kibo to like collect for you.
Yeah, I keep saying pal. Yes, I was just gonna say.
I've been saying
if you're having to constantly manage it yourself. That
right.
Yeah.
And I guess you can like raise them and stuff.
Oh, yeah. What?
Okay, George. Now you see the extended gameplay. Different from what you imagined?
It seemed like it was more of the trailer, and you've said that other people were hesitant as well, but then they've been seeing like more and more stuff. So I think I'm at that first stage right now, the hesitation stage, because I'm like, okay, there's an open world. How interesting will this open world be? How enjoyable will it be to traverse? Is this one of those things where I'm like going to be interacting with the world constantly, and once you've explored it once, in other open world games, like the game's usually over by then, right? So like how many unique events, unique scenarios can they continue to create to keep it interesting?
Sure.
Or is like for lack of a better term, like a gimmick to get people in, and then they just won't continue to add much more to the open world, right?
Right. I think it's inevitable that they have to continue improving and expanding and doing stuff with the open world, because if a core part of the game is the Kibo, they need to have places for the Kibo to exist for like new Kibo coming in, right?
True.
So here we can see there's like a rating to, it says obtain pets. There's an E here on the one side.
Pet.
Yeah, right. And then there's an S and an A that show there for like, I guess, whatever that is, special attack maybe.
But it is still an E rank Kibo?
That makes sense, because I think this is like the starter evolution. So it's going to start as E, right? It may have like higher base values in like those stats, but yeah, it'll probably get better over time, I'd imagine.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the combat has a lot of potential to be great.
Right.
Looks like the pal or the Kibo's fighting alongside with you, which is pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, it needs to ride the line of not
burning.
Yeah, there's like debuffs and stuff. Okay. It needs to ride the line of. This was pretty interesting here, right? The this. I wasn't expecting
when it started,
that.
Like battle showed up, and then it looks like it locks you into this instance here.
I wonder if they'll keep this whole concept, or if eventually they'll kind of just let it go. Because it's like, it's gonna feel weird in an open world area to like get into a battle and then be like kind of stuck there until you kill them all, right?
Yeah. Especially once you've killed this like mob,
like
hundreds of times, you're just like, bro, let me keep going. I don't want to be here.
I wonder if you could maybe push against the walls, and then like after like a couple seconds, the walls will break and you'll like run out.
Sure.
Yeah. Character designs, they don't, like in Zenless, they are very distinct. Like when you see a Zenless character, like it's kind of easy to know like, oh, that's a Zenless character. Or like Genshin or even like Honkai Star Rail, you can kind of tell. I do agree that there is some level of generic feel to the characters, though I do like the designs. They don't feel distinct and unique of like, oh, these are Azur Promilia characters, but they do seem like appealing, I would say, from a design perspective, if that makes sense, right? They're like well-designed and interesting to look at, but not unique.
My total aversion to the humanoid hybrids.
Oh, yes, the cat girls and the fox
Sorry,
girls,
audience. It is something that's ingrained in my brain or in my DNA or whatever you want to call it. It is. I don't understand it, but
they got well, I guess she's a fox girl, so there's that. Wasn't there like an elf girl around here we saw earlier? Let's see, maybe she was near the front. Oh, she's just a normal elf girl, George. That's okay, right?
Elf girls are fine. Yeah,
all right,
it's fine.
All right. She's got like a little fairy with her too.
There's like pig ears and like fox ears and like.
I don't think there's pig ears.
What are those other ears of that other girl?
Okay, what about
the short girl?
This girl here. She's got wings coming out of her lower back.
I don't know.
Surely that's fine enough.
It is what it is.
This girl doesn't have pig ears. She's got
what are those then?
Fox ears, I would say.
Oh, those are fox ears?
Likely fox,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the rest of them, she's fox. She's raccoon. This girl's normal. Ears. She's got wings coming out of the back, lower back as well. So, and then this girl is a elf girl.
Yeah, at this point, I've just come to accept that I'm in the infinitely small minority. There's probably like 3 other people that think like me in the world, but
right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's something that'll never change at this point. Like,
yeah, let's look at the Kibo here. So at the bottom here, we have like a wolf one and like a pup, and then like a middle stage and a final evolution. So it looks like triple evolution.
EFE. Oh, dang. You can go all the way down to F. But I guess I see. You're right. This definitely indicates that there'll be some leveling up then. And once you level up more, well, you'll go up in rank probably.
I don't know. Well, they're all level 1. Now, this is probably like a preview account. So they probably spawned in like a higher level or a higher evolution Kibo. Like that third dog evolution thing is definitely level 1. Like it says level 1 for this like pup one, right? So
yeah.
Also, we see here this line here. There's like I don't know, what is that? A flower,
like an egg?
Cotton
flower egg
thing. Yeah, I don't know what it is exactly, but that looks like the baby stage, the first stage. Then we have this one that's like the middle one, and then I don't know if they'll click on it. Oh, they do. Yeah, then she is like cottony or something like that, like a dandelion maybe even. I don't know.
Something.
And then there's another one here. This line here, yeah. So there's this guy here. Then there's this one.
Yeah.
And then I don't think they click on this last one, but it looks like.
I think that's the evolution, the continued evolution of it.
I think so, because I've seen it's in one of the trailers at some point, very briefly, but it's got the same kind of like blade arm things that this one has and the other one had. Gotcha. So it's definitely related.
Yeah, and the one next to the left of the one they just clicked, that's the boss.
Yeah, that's just like a baby form of the boss, it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this one's a little bit different than those other rock ones. And then this is the flying mount. Yeah.
Okay.
I like the designs. They're pretty good. Above average, I would say.
I wonder how many pals you can have with you, or Kibos you can have with you at a time.
Right.
If you have access to your whole roster or like a set number.
And it looks like you can assign a character no Kibo. Like character 3, this one right here has no Kibo.
Yeah.
So if you don't like playing with the Kibo, I guess you can just like not. But it looks like you will need them for like overworld puzzles. Like this is like a water one. I wonder if like probably only certain pals or certain Kibo can be used as like mounts, and they have like different effects.
Probably. That was how it was in Pal World.
Right.
Like only certain pals could be used as mounts.
Right. Yeah, the combat. We were talking a little bit about the combat. They have to. There's Relink was like characters had like a thing that they needed to do when they fought. Right. They had like their own kind of meta mini game that they played while they interacted with the boss that had their own move set that you needed to pay attention to. So I don't see any of that here. Like there's no UI to denote.
Well, this girl has those like 3 diamonds at the bottom. Oh no, that tells you which character you're on. I see.
No.
Oh, that's how many switches.
Yeah, I don't know if it's switches or what, because they all had it, right? And they did. I guess it did go away when they switched. Let's see. No, see, she just,
and that's like charging back up.
Switch.
And then
charging up,
and then once she switches, it goes down again.
Yeah, let's see. I think it's like maybe a switch attack. In Withering Waves, they have like switch attacks. If you switch in while like an attack is ready, they'll do like an attack, like here. So where did she switch in here? Okay, let's look at this again. So she does her ult here. Then let's go frame by frame. She does her ult. Throws that thing.
Like a snake eating itself kind of deal.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Okay, so she's still on the character here. Still on.
Oh, it's like a dragon that comes.
It's like a dragon that comes down and swirls. Still on. I'm looking at the right side to see when she switches. Still in the ultimate animation. Probably can't switch. And then right Oh, and then she appears.
Okay,
now
she
you
comes
probably
back.
can switch. Okay, so at the bottom, the UI glowed there. The little diamond is glowing.
Yeah, because
and
it
now she
filled up.
switched to
Oh,
number
no.
3.
I see. It glowed
Yeah,
because she's
so
switching.
she switched to number 3. Doesn't look like it's an attack. Well, oh no, she just activated her E. This is the E. Yeah, so it's like switching, I guess. You can't just like switch all you want, I suppose. Right? Like she switches in here and then activates her E. So it's not like it was a auto switch attack.
And they're like locked down for a second. Oh, I see. Okay.
It seems
just
like
a very brief moment.
You can only switch a certain amount of times during combat, and you have to wait for it to like refill, which is good because I don't like the like spammy switching of Genshin Impact. It's so annoying. Like you're just constantly switching between characters and activating abilities. So again, the combat needs to be like a certain level of deliberate. The one issue that I have so far is like no one's got a unique battle UI to show that they have like their own kind of personal mechanic. Everyone just has, you know, ults and abilities and normals. Yeah. So I hope that that's just like not there yet, or maybe that's like the final thing they're going to work on or what. But with so many characters as well, it leads me to believe that they probably all don't have unique mechanics. That's a lot of development time. So if they just had like ults, abilities, and normal attacks, then I could see why they have so many characters, because they can just kind of pump that out more easily than developing.
Yeah, I mean, even if they had just that, like it would still be okay if the bosses were like decent. And like the boss, I can see, okay, maybe not like I don't know, whatever the pals were that they fought, they could maybe fall under the category of like overworld bosses or like mini bosses or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But like the actual bosses that they intended you to play were, see, that's a hard thing, like with a gacha. Like I don't know if they can do necessarily a relink level boss in something like this, but even if it like gets to a, you know, close, that'd still be pretty fun.
Well, Genshin came out with a mode just recently that's like incredibly difficult. Like only the top players with like whale accounts have been able to get like the top echelons down. There's like 5 or 6 like levels of difficulty. Yeah, so like whales can only do the very top one, but the second highest one is like intended for people who are like not quite whales, but like you've been playing basically the whole time, and it's like incredibly difficult. But you get like rewards, skins for your weapons based on like the difficulty that you complete of the top 2 difficulties. So I mean, if Genshin can do it, people have been begging for endgame in Genshin for forever, right? So if Genshin's finally getting at it, then
I've been not a Genshin for years, but yeah, I've heard stuff. Even I, who doesn't keep up with any of that stuff, have heard that people have been wanting that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I hope if they do implement something like that, they don't do it in that way where only whales can do the end, because that tells me like, I don't know. I want to know that I won because of skill rather than because, I had like a certain character. Right. Or 100%. A certain weapon or whatever.
100%.
Even if it takes me longer, right, than it would like a whale. Maybe a whale can do it in, 2 minutes, and it takes me 5 minutes because I don't have the most optimal, overpowered weapon or whatever.
Right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they've got to have the right balance. The good thing is at the end game, they'll kind of have a good idea of how strong your character should be, and they can tune content that way specifically for that. So we'll just have to see how it kind of comes out. But a lot of the things that I'm seeing here for these like bosses, we'll rewind here to the other boss here. Like, I like what I'm seeing, at least with the dodging and the parrying at a minimum. But there's like some other stuff that the bosses do. In fact, let's check out that other trailer, because they've got some really good combat in there as well. Yeah, so here you can see the evolutions. Relink, I guess. So it shows like that guy that was from before, the little hand thing here. I'll just catch it right here. This guy who's got the little sharp hand things. We got the pig, who's a little bit smaller than the other pig. And then we've got like the little moth girl thing.
Fairy moth, yeah.
Yeah, and then they evolve, and it like shows their like fully evolved form. I think that this was definitely missing from Pal World. I miss the evolving. Like the evolving, I didn't realize how big of a thing it is. It's exciting to get like a small PAL, Kibo, Pokemon, whatever you want to call it, and then just be like, oh man, I can't wait to see like what the final design is gonna be. Right? It's kind of like a fun thing. So really glad that that's like a whole thing in the game as well. Is it right at the beginning? Yeah. So there's this stuff here where, so you notice the gameplay trailer, that extended view that came out, that was like 8 months ago. But this stuff here is new. This is newer. And this font is new as well. And it's very Relink-esque. So I wonder if, like, at some point they were more inspired by some of the Relink stuff that they saw, and they're like, let's make the game more like that. Yeah, so the dodging here looks really reminiscent of Relink. And then here, so let's take a quick look at this here. Like, if that's not Lucilius Raid-esque right here, like, I don't know what is. It's stuff like this. Like, I was always looking forward to this game, but it's stuff like this, and the dodging has like a little bit of like after image effects like they did in Relink, and they've changed the font to be like Relink, and now there's stuff like this, and it makes me go like, okay, maybe they're onto something. Maybe they're doing something more than just, you know, kind of doing this and this like too much. Maybe they really do have an idea, and it's not the same for every studio. Like, development's not the same for every studio. They could be like really on the ball with development. Their pipeline could be really good. So even though they're hitting a lot of things, they may actually be able to nail it. We don't know for sure, but I think the indicators are more positive for Azur Promilia than pretty much any other gacha. Like, we've seen like NTE, Neverness to Everness, and we've seen Duet Night Abyss, and we've seen Ananta, which was formerly Project Mugen. And like, those games gave the feeling that they're kind of a little bit more smoke and mirrors than they would want you to believe. This game has really gone, I think, more above and beyond to like show the gameplay. And I feel like slightly more like Azur Promilia is actually a real game that's going to be good. Whereas those other games are like, maybe they could be good. I'm not saying that those other games aren't going to be good, but they haven't given me the same kind of secure feeling of like, yeah, there's some real substance here. Like, I feel like this is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, and even if they are biting a lot and some aspects of the game end up being shallow, as long as these like boss fights and everything, like, yeah, like that one with the crystals, like, is that just a specific move, or is there like a phase and you're like continually dodging crystals or something, or who knows, right? How it's going to work out. But like, if there's two things for me that I would enjoy, if they nail the combat with the bosses, if they continually pump out fun, interesting bosses. And, you know, if you're going to pump out bosses in perpetuity, let's be realistic here. I don't expect them to be, like, if Relink, we say some of those bosses are S tier. Bro, if we got B to A tier, just like in perpetuity, that's freaking great. That's freaking great, man. That, like, I totally, because to be fair, some of those Relink bosses were like A tier. Some were actually, even a couple were like B tier. It's like, okay, this is a bit of a joke. Yeah. But you know, if they're able to do that month after month, who knows how long the patches are, 6 weeks, every 6 weeks, it's a new interesting boss. That'd be great. And then the other thing is just, and I kind of said, I don't want to disparage gachas off the rip, but if they're able to handle the whole like daily login aspect of the game in a non-tedious chore-like way,
that would be huge.
You caught my attention. My attention. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. Some of those mechanics, it could be just a single move and maybe we're reading too much into it. Right. Or it could be like actual boss mechanics. Imagine that. That would be
Imagine that. What do you think about the base building? Do you think this is something that grabs your attention, or do you see something as like a chore?
Yeah, I would love for this to grab my attention, but it's hard to say, A, how free it will be, how much upkeep it's going to require,
Right.
and what like the reward for actually putting time into this will be. Because that's one thing. Unfortunately, gachas are rife with like currencies.
True.
And so it's just like, okay, I got to go to the world and explore stuff. Can I make that less tedious by doing up my farm, or is like my farm additional currency that I have to worry about? And then I have to continually interact with the world. And it's like, okay, well, if interacting with the world was tedious and their solution for that was making a farm, it's like it almost feels like they're purposely making one aspect of the game suffer so they can offer a solution and stuff like that. So
sure,
do I like base building stuff? Yes, but it just depends like what its in-game purpose is going to be.
Sure.
As to how much I like it.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't typically like base building stuff like this at all. And generally, I think for a long time I was very resistant to this. But I think one thing that's kind of softened my opinion on it is permanence. Usually when you're playing a base building game like Terraria or Pal World or these other games, these other survival games, like I know that I'm going to play the game for like, couple weeks, couple months, whatever it is, and eventually I'll just like stop playing. So I feel like setting up that base, it's useful and it's smart to do, but I know I'm just going to leave it at some point. It's just going to be gone. So like all that work I put in is just going to be like, okay, now it's over and I'll never do it. I spent all that time setting up this base and organizing it, and now I'm done playing the game, right? But if it's a live service game, I feel like I could actually convince myself to put the time and effort into designing an interesting locale and a smart and efficient layout. Because it's like, well, I'm going to be using this base and this layout and potentially expanding it for, years maybe, right? If I'm playing the game for years, then it'd be a long time. So I feel like it's only in this type of game that I would actually have this level of like desire to
interesting.
Put, yeah,
interesting perspective. Did you ever play Stardew Valley?
No, I didn't like Stardew Valley. No. Yeah.
It was because of the same feeling, like the permanence.
Yeah, it's just like, oh man, you want me to like set up all this stuff, and the gameplay loop wasn't that interesting, right? It was more focused on solely on the farming thing. I think if it's focused just on the farming, then I'm not going to be as interested. But if it's like the farming will subsidize other things like the exploring and the fighting and the pal catching and the bosses and stuff, then it's like, okay, fine, we'll do that as like a supplementary thing.
Yeah, because for me, with Stardew Valley specifically, the end game for me was making my farm as pretty looking as it could be. And then I logged out and I'm like, all right, it's there forever. It's like saved. And I could, if I wanted to, I could go back in, right? But it was like, I worked hard in like, year after year into making the farm as best as it could be. And now I have like the ideal farm, and it's just like there, right?
Right. Interesting.
So yeah, but
you'll do something like that for this then?
Get it pretty and then log out and never come back?
No. Like, would you take the time and effort? Does the fact that you would potentially play the game for years and like the layout that you do now will affect, going forward? Obviously you redo the layout, but like putting in the effort now could positively affect your long-term, enjoyment of base development over time.
Yeah, I think so. The fact that I'll be potentially coming back to it time and time again would probably be a big motivator in that. But again, for me, like with these kind of base stuff, the end game is making it as good looking as possible, because then you feel like I achieved peak. I did it. I climbed the mountain, and now I got everything I wanted out of the base, and now I don't need to continually log back in. Like, I love Stardew Valley. I have a ton of hours in it, but I don't feel the need anymore to continually play it.
Right.
And I think part of it is that end that I like. It's like, I'm going to make it to the very top. Obviously, there's way more creative and way better looking farms out there than mine.
Sure.
But for my creative skill level, I guess, I got it to the peak of that. And then once I'm satisfied, it's like, all right, it's over. Good game. Good work, everybody. Let's go home.
All right, don't do that at Azur Lane, but that sounds great. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
so-
my opinion has softened on it a little bit. So I'm interested in it more than I was initially as I've kind of thought about it. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man, like I said, even if the farming stuff is mediocre, even if the overworld and open world rather exploration is mediocre, like this feels like things that's like, okay, I got my farm, I'm getting what I need out of it, I can like look the other way and I don't have to interact with it if I don't want to. Hopefully there is that level of automation. We'll have to see. Same thing with the open world. I did a once over. It's like whatever. Like it was an okay open world, but now it's done. I got all the freaking thousands of chests that gotchas love to hide in freaking random places.
Right.
It's like, okay, that's done. Whatever. If the combat continues to be great in perpetuity and the dailies aren't tedious, I think I'd be sold.
All right.
I just need those two things. So, okay. All right. Well, we're going to be doing some more videos on this. Interesting start to my Azur Promilia. I don't know if I should call it journey or whatever. Graham has been saying like, bro, you should check this out. You should check this out.
That's right,
my reaction has always been like, bro, it's a gotcha. I'm a little tired of those. I don't know if I want to do that again. But you're right. There are some interesting stuff here, especially at the end that we saw with the bosses. If you guys want to keep up with our coverage of Azur Promilia, hit that subscribe button. If you're excited for this game and are looking for a ReZero, what am I saying here? A Relink sequel.
This might be it.
Too many Re's, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this might be it. Let us know what you think in the comments. But with that, we'll see you guys next time.
See you, everybody.
Take care.